Good afternoon. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being at the third annual Goldie Initiative Impact Summit. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for being here. My name is Megan Abraham. I am the CEO of the Goldie Initiative, and I am so thrilled to see such a packed room here to celebrate the accomplishments of the Goldie Initiative this year, as well as our graduating scholars. Congratulations to the graduates this year, 28 of them, I believe. This is the list of the graduating scholars from the Goldie Initiative, also available in your programs. Round of applause. If you are a graduating scholar, please rise. If you're graduating, please rise. Thank you. Woo! It is my pleasure now to introduce our opening speaker, Ms. Goldie B. Wolf Miller. Please give a big round of applause to our founder and leader, Goldie Wolf Miller. Come on out.
So Megan said, "Do you need help up the stairs?" And I said, "I sure do." So therefore, I want to welcome you all because this is really exciting. This is our third annual summit. Years ago, I guess the organization said, "Would you like a gala?" I said, "No." And they didn't listen, and now we have 1,000 people at the gala. My husband doesn't listen to me either, so it doesn't make any difference. So then they said, "Let's have an annual summit." And I said, "Why would you want an annual summit?" Well, we want to congratulate the scholars, which we just did. We want to have an opportunity to listen to some of the scholars. And I guess I'm selfish because I do that every Wednesdays. I talk to the scholars, and you're going to hear a couple. And then we want to have some recognition of some wonderful supporters of the Goldie Gala and the Goldie Initiative who are now going to be Impact Award winners. I said, great. But poor Megan, where's Megan? She writes me a speech, and I said, this isn't me. So I always go off script, and you get ticked off, so might as well get ticked off right away. I was supposed to tell you why I started the Goldie Initiative, but I'm not. I'm going to tell you about turning 80 years old this year. It's been a resounding impact on me, and I think I have to tell you I am almost depressed to some degree, but I'm not. So number one, I'm the oldest person in the room. Who's that? Anybody older than 80? Okay. So you have to be respectful because I'm old now. So no matter what I say, you can all say, she's old, so it's okay. So I started thinking about what makes me happy if I look backwards, 80 years, that's a long time. What makes me happy, what made me happy? So number one, certainly family. Number two, my days at Rubloff. And if you really wanted a biography, because that's what she told me to talk about, read my biography, look under Google AI or whatever, and you can read it. But I was there for 20 years. I was their top producer nationwide. That made me happy. I started Goldie B. Wolf & Company. It was the largest woman-owned commercial real estate company in the country. And I sold it to a New York Stock Exchange company, and I became rich. That made me happy. And if you don't recognize that it's okay to be wealthy, I have to whisper it so often. But you can't give back unless you have something to give back. So that made me happy. My clients made me happy. They became part of my family. They became my friends. And guess what? The Goldie Initiative makes me happy for the last 20 years. I started it in 2007. I wanted to give back to the industry that really gave so much to me. And so that's when I started to say, okay, so what are we going to do? When I started 50 years ago, there are no women in the room. Penny Pritzker will tell you, because she's very involved and has been so involved in the Goldie Initiative, she said she was the second woman in the room. But guess what? I was the first. But it certainly didn't bother me. I didn't even think about it. I always thought of myself as a professional who just happened to be hardworking, was persistent, was determined, and I just happened to be a woman. That hasn't changed in 50 years. At least that's what made me think all the time. And so we started the Goldie Initiative with one school, quite frankly, and I think we had 2 or 3 scholars, and I was so afraid that no one would apply for the scholarship because I geared it to, first of all, real estate, women in real estate, and graduate school. These young women had to be in graduate schools because I didn't want to convince them to go into real estate. I want them to know they already want to be in real estate, and how do they get to the corner office? How do they get to be CEO? So that's how we started. So I guess the bottom line is, sorry, Megan, it makes me proud and very happy to talk to these young women, these young scholars. Their enthusiasm. Those of you who were in the networking thing this morning, which was very creative, you see their enthusiasm, their drive, their accomplishments. They're making a difference, and I feel that I'm helping that difference. So yes, there are some things I have to go through. Do I have a slide? I hate these slides. But I gave a presentation one time. It was a very high-tech presentation. I decided I didn't want any slides. 2 of my competitors came with a PowerPoint presentation, and I did one-on-one, basically, with, a microphone and a podium. And that day, all the electricity of the building went out. I won the deal. So anyways, if they don't correspond to me, it's fine. In the 20 years, we have graduated 250 scholars. Is that up there? Okay, 250 at 30 universities, all up the Midwest, and now we're on the East Coast. This year we have the largest turnout of scholars ever, 40 scholars at 20 universities in the Midwest and in the East Coast. And this year we're having our first gala in New York. I told Megan, I said, please, if there's only 2 people in the audience at this gala, I'll be really upset. And so you're promising me how many people at least? How many? All right, 200. So if you do nothing, come to New York. I'll pay for your entrance, but I'm not paying for your transportation. Since 2007, we have given away $2 million in total scholarships. We are the largest program of its kind in the country, the largest. And I have to tell you, that may not be true, but if someone else wants to claim it, they can. That's how I got to be the largest woman-owned company in the country, because no one claimed it. And I figured if I claimed it, and if someone wanted to, they could do it too. But no one claimed it in 20 years, so that was fine. We pay $22,000 per scholar. And this is the interesting part. The money is an important part, and that's why you're all here raising money and giving money from your own pockets and your own organization. But the most important part is the scholars get networking opportunities. And I think Megan is going to talk about that. They get training in terms of leadership. And they get the most important part in terms of meeting their other cohorts. And that's really, I think we have classes in leadership. And so the ability to come to a meeting like this is something that is really special. So this is why it's been so important to me. It's made me happy. And it's a very competitive environment for all these scholars. We are not need-based. I make that very clear. Initially, in the last 20 years, it's all merit-based. These young candidates have worked very hard. And when you see a candidate, a scholar, they've filled out applications, they've had personal interviews, they've sent grades, they've sent essays. And you would be proud in terms of this is our future in the real estate industry. So that's what made me happy, and I look back. And I think I want to thank, it's nice that my name is on the door. You get all the credit, but you get all the blame. But you really have to thank the board of directors. Can the board of directors stand? These people are so hardworking. They're so determined. And also the volunteers. We have 300 volunteers that work in this program. Our volunteers, please stand up. If you've done anything, if you've ever been a mentor, if you ever worked on the gala, if you've ever done anything in terms of involved. So thank you, thank you. We're all making a difference. And if you haven't been involved, now's the time to get involved. First, send money. 2, send money. And 3, send money. But there's other things you can do in terms of feeling the same rewards that I have. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for my happy 80 years. Okay. Are you mad at me?
No, you hit all the points. You hit all the points in the PowerPoint. Thank you. Thank you so much, Goldie. Okay, would you like me to help you down? No. Savara's going to come on up. Okay, help you down? Okay, great. Thank you.
One other thing.
Okay.
Why do I wear gym shoes? Because for 25 years, 30 years, I wore high heels. And all of you who wear high heels, you're nuts. Because after all these years, I now have to wear gym shoes because that's what happens when you wear high heels. Now, men don't have to worry about that, right? I think we have to have the men stand for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Thank you for being here. Men stand up. Yay! Thank you for your help, your support, and I'm glad that you are outnumbered.
Thank you. All right. While Goldie leaves the stage, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Teresa Amaro. She is representing our current scholar. She's graduating this year from DePaul University. So we'll hear for a couple of minutes from Teresa. Welcome, Teresa, to the stage. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Take a look around this room for a moment. Every corner of commercial real estate is represented here by talented, accomplished, and strong women. I feel humbled and grateful to be among you. My name is Teresa Amaro, and I am a Goldie Scholar. I am honored to have been chosen as the first recipient of the Debbie Frank Cruise Chicago Goldie Scholarship. Thank you. In 2023, after working as a property manager for many years, I made one of the biggest decisions of my life. I went back to school at the age of 53 to pursue my master's in commercial real estate at DePaul University. Next month, I'm finally graduating. Let's go. This is a milestone that represents perseverance, growth, faith, and the courage to keep evolving no matter where you are in life. 2 years ago, the Goldie Initiative awarded me a scholarship that truly changed my life. The financial support I received eased a tremendous burden and allowed me to pursue my degree with more confidence and peace of mind. But they didn't just hand me a check and say good luck. I received so much more, including a mentor. Fellow scholars, earlier I told you to look around at the people here today. This is a room full of people who support us and believe in us, many of whom are mentors. To the women here today who are considering applying, whether you're just starting your career or considering a new chapter later in life, believe in yourself and go for it. I want to say thank you to some very special people. First, if you're a mentor, wave at me and thank you. I don't see you. All right. Thank you, Paula Harris of Golub, my mentor and friend. God knew what he was doing when he paired us. Thank you, Kelsey, Megan, and Monica. These are the Goldie girls that make it all happen. Thank you, Goldie, for starting it all. All of this is because of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the sponsors and supporters of the Goldie Initiative. I am a testament that your trust and investment is changing lives and the face of our industry in powerful ways. And last, but most definitely not least, I give thanks to God. Thank you all.
Thank you, Teresa. We will now hear from one of our alumni, one of our OG alumni, as we're calling her. Savara Davis, please come to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Megan. It's truly wonderful to see so many people gathered here today to celebrate these incredible scholars and the continued success of the Goldie Initiative. I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak with you this morning and share a little bit about my own journey with the Goldie Initiative. I was a part of the second cohort of the program, and I still remember exactly how I felt when I applied. Excited, but also nervous. At the time, commercial real estate was still very much an industry where finding access, mentorship, and opportunity could feel challenging. In fact, I almost didn't apply at all. Thankfully, the assistant director at the real estate school, Roosevelt, encouraged me to take the chance, and looking back at it now, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. What I didn't realize then was just how transformative the experience would become. The Goldie Initiative didn't just provide education or networking opportunities, it provided exposure, confidence, mentorship, and a sense of belonging in an industry I already loved, but was still trying to find my place in. I knew from a young age that real estate was what I wanted to do. What I didn't know was how to get there. That's where the Goldie Initiative changed my life. I remember listening to Goldie speak about the challenges she faced throughout her career and how she became such a trailblazer in commercial real estate. Her stories, her resilience, and her determination stayed with me. Those lessons became a source of inspiration as I navigated my own career path. Over the years, I moved through different roles within real estate. My connection to the Goldie Initiative remained constant. What began as a student experience evolved into something much deeper. I've been fortunate to learn from incredible mentors, serve on the initial strategic planning committee, become a member of the advisory board, and have had the privilege of mentoring others coming through this program. Each chapter has reinforced how meaningful and impactful this organization truly is. This is more than a program. It's a community that opens doors, creates opportunities, and changes lives. Today, I serve as the Chief Operating Officer at POA Communities, a leading affordable housing management company with over 14,000 units in 12 states. And I can say without hesitation that the support, mentorship, and opportunities I gained through the Goldie Initiative played an important role in helping me get there. To the scholars in the room today, take advantage of every opportunity this experience offers you. Build relationships, ask questions, stay curious, and most importantly, believe that there is space for you in this industry, because there is. Thank you again for allowing me to share my story, and congratulations on another successful Goldie Summit.
Thank you, Savara. Truly inspiring words from our current and past Goldie Scholars. I'll give a little bit about the Goldie Initiative for those of you who don't know too much about us or want to know more. For nearly 2 decades, the Goldie Initiative's program has been guided by 4 powerful pillars: scholarship, mentoring, leadership development, and networking. I don't have time today to tell you everything we do and how we do it. Please network with our organization's leaders here today, have a look at our beautiful new annual report that is on the tables, or browse our newly redesigned website to learn more about our robust program, goldieinitiative.org. My job today is to briefly describe the impact we make on our Goldie Scholar community in each of these 4 areas. I'll start with scholarship. Providing tuition funds up to $15,000 for professional programs like MBA, Masters in Real Estate Development, law, etc., is how we get promising female graduate students to apply to the Goldie Initiative. This year, we reached out to over 100 universities in the Midwest and the East Coast to make sure that eligible students that are out there know that we have these scholarship dollars available, and those dollars are provided by the donors in this room. So thank you so much to all of the sponsors and donors for helping us get those dollars into the community. Last year's cycle, we generated the largest number of applicants in our history, and we are expecting to break records again this year with our application process, which is now open. We know how to reach the right kind of students. The best and the brightest talent in the commercial real estate industry will be applying to the Goldie Initiative when our application closes on June 1st. I'll now move on to mentoring. Mentoring has historically been the most valued benefit of the Goldie Initiative. You heard it from our speakers. We are so grateful to all of the individuals, many of whom are in this room, who have given back to the industry as mentors through our primary mentorship program, as well through Goldie Central, our online mentoring community. The Goldie Initiative has learned throughout the years that creating a successful mentoring program is an art, not a science. Our program is rooted in relationship building, but we also use technology to expand our reach. Check out Goldie Central, our online mentoring community. We have a lovely QR code here to get you started on the screen. And to those of you who are here because your company nominated you to be part of Goldie Central and Goldie Connect, congratulations. Your presence here shows that you are committed to elevating your career in commercial real estate, and I encourage you to stay involved and keep it up. When the Goldie Initiative decides through our amazing scholar selection process who will be in our cohort, we know that the Goldie Scholars will come with a range of leadership skills already. Our program goes beyond leadership curricula offered at top universities for commercial real estate. Our approach goes beyond the classroom, supporting students with stipends to attend industry conferences and developing high-impact skills like advanced financial modeling are just a couple of ways that we help Goldie Scholars continue on their career path because these are crucial to their success in the industry. We also focus on building a cohort of women that will help Goldie Scholars navigate the often male-dominated commercial real estate industry. As they advance in their careers, Goldie Scholars, a cohort of 40 right now, will have a supportive community of women, a sisterhood, if you will, at their sides, if they participate fully in our program. Our hope is that this Goldie Scholar community will have a lasting impact over the years as Goldie Scholars make it to the C-suite running companies. Goldie Scholars have the opportunity to build unique relationships with some of the most powerful women and men in the commercial real estate industry. Thanks to our programs and events, we carefully curate every moment of our events for maximum networking benefit, as you have seen from our session earlier this morning. One example is our Gold Access program, where Goldie Scholars present their personal brand statements, their elevator pitches, to some of the most important leaders in our industry in the Midwest, on the East Coast, and virtually. Preparing for this activity allows Goldie Scholars to be strategic about how they want to show up in our industry, and it sticks with them. And I may be biased, well, I am biased, the Goldie Gala is the best networking event in the commercial real estate industry. If you haven't been before, tickets and sponsorships for both New York and Chicago are still available. If you have attended the Goldie Gala, you know that our Goldie Scholars get the networking experience of a lifetime at that event. We really hope you will all join us in June in New York and September in Chicago. So these are just a few highlights of our amazing organization. We will now move on to the most exciting part of our program, the awards. Thank you. Okay. Goldie and Julie will be presenting awards. I would like to first introduce Julie Fick. She will be speaking later. She's our board president. She will be speaking after the awards. She will be here to present the awards with Goldie. So if your name is called, please come up for your award and a photo. The reason for these awards is to bring visibility to the Goldie Initiative and some of the most important people working to share our message. We are so grateful for everyone who helps the Goldie Initiative, and we are using this opportunity to thank you. Your work is so appreciated, and we know how hard everyone works in their day job. We really appreciate what you do for Goldie Initiative as an extracurricular.
Can I interject?
Sure.
We're pounding for attention, right? What is it? You
Drum roll.
drum roll. Okay, this is a drum roll. Okay.
Okay, drum roll, please. Okay, drum roll, please. Our first award goes to Kristen Bush, Networker of the Year, Senior Vice President, Pritzker Realty Group. Come on up. Why don't we do the photo over here? And I'll say a little bit about Kristen. Okay, come on over here. While she's taking her photo, I'll tell you a little bit about Kristen. She's a Goldie alumna. She graduated from DePaul University in 2018. She's been actively engaged in the Goldie Initiative ever since. She is the immediate past chair of our alumni committee and accomplished a lot during her tenure. She established the GAL program, which some of you may be familiar with, and she oversaw the inclusion of 50 Goldie alumni at our Goldie Gala last year. Kristen goes above and beyond to assist the Goldie Initiative and our alumni, and she's frequently traveling for work, and while she is out there managing her huge portfolio for Pritzker Realty Group, Kristen will pop in on a Goldie Initiative event in Boston or New York. Thank you, Kristen. Congratulations. Our next award winner, drumroll please, is Amy Galvin, Mentorship Impact Award, CEO at Luxury Living. Amy is an amazing mentor to our Goldie Scholars, specifically the past 2 years to Daniela Ivanov, who is graduating from University of Chicago Booth School of Business and works at Northern Trust. Amy is, in addition to being a primary mentor, she contributes her time to the Goldie Initiative Network very heavily in our online community, Goldie Central. Amy frequently speaks, runs workshops, and has hosted a podcast on female professional leadership topics. And she always advocates and explains what the Goldie Initiative is when out on the speaking circuit, and we really appreciate that. As CEO of her company, Amy is a role model for female leaders in our industry, both at work with increasing levels of responsibility as well as in her community. Congratulations, Amy. And Amy's family is here. Would you please stand up, Amy's mom and husband? Thank you so much. That's a cute picture. Great. We can do more photo ops later, too. Okay, our next award is, drumroll please, our Corporate Champion Award. As this goes to Chicago Title Insurance Company, and accepting will be Cindy Malone, Senior Vice President and Director of Sales. As one of our top corporate sponsors, since we were founded in 2007, Chicago Title Insurance Company has always been a major supporter of the Goldie Initiative. And we have a whole table of supporters here, so you can see they're walking the walk. Cindy Malone, pictured here, who is accepting the award on behalf of the company, currently serves on our board of directors as committee chair for the Resource Development Committee, which oversees all fundraising, including both galas. Big job. Earlier this year, Chicago, what'd she say? Give money. There you go. There. Doing her job. Earlier this year, Chicago Title featured Goldie and Cindy on their podcast entitled Built. And the theme of the recording was The Art of Thinking Bigger. So check out the Built podcast on YouTube. We are also grateful to Chicago Title for making introductions to the folks at Fidelity National Title Company, their sister company in New York, which has also been very supportive. Thank you so much to Chicago Title Insurance Company. Okay, our last award is our Trailblazer Award, which goes to Paula Harris, Managing Principal and Board Chair at Golub & Company. Paula is the founder of Debbie Frank Legacy Fund, a major contributor to the Goldie Initiative. Through this work, Paula has ensured that an amazing female leader in Chicago's commercial real estate community is remembered and that her legacy supports others. You can read about Debbie in the programs. Debbie's Bucket Bash, a networking event in Chicago, raises funds in support of the Debbie Frank Legacy Fund. The Goldie Initiative is a proud supporter of the event and grateful for yet another gathering that brings together commercial real estate women for networking. Paula is also quite active in Crew Chicago and serves as an active supporter of partnership amongst Crew Chicago and the Goldie Initiative. In 2017, Paula received the Crew Chicago Industry Leadership Achievement Award. Paula serves as mentor to many Goldie Scholars and, as you heard, serves as Teresa Amaro's mentor this year. Paula is truly a visionary and a role model in our industry. We can all agree on that. Paula is unable to join us today because she is celebrating a milestone event with her grandchildren. And we welcome her brother and business partner, Lee Golub, as well as other family members to accept this award in her honor. Thank you so much, Paula Harris. That concludes our awards. Can we give another round of applause for all our award winners? Thank you. Congratulations. I'll now welcome Julie Fick to the stage. Julie, thank you.
Absolutely.
If I sit down, I'm not going to get up again. Oh, I know. We do have our Shiro for this coming year. Is that part of your part?
That's part of you're
Okay.
stealing my thunder, but but you're entitled. Your name is on the door. So good afternoon, everyone. I hope you've been inspired by what you've heard today. What we're doing here is expanding access and creating opportunity in an industry where there's still more work to be done. And when we invest in talented, driven women through the Goldie Initiative, we're not just supporting individuals, we're shaping a stronger, more inclusive future for commercial real estate. Before we wrap, I wanted to take a moment to recognize a few of the individuals and organizations whose generosity makes everything you've heard today possible. First, our sincere thanks to the Onixtad Family Foundation for their continued support of scholarships. The Debbie Frank Legacy Fund, which we heard about earlier, for their meaningful named scholarship support. The Su Ling Jin Foundation Trust, also for their commitment to named scholarships. The Jack and Goldie Wolf Miller Fund, our presenting sponsor for the 2026 Goldie Gala. And Chicago Title Insurance, also serving as a presenting sponsor for this year's 2026 Goldie Gala. These partners are not just donors, they're investors in the next generation of leaders in our industry. I also want to recognize those who contributed to our graduation campaign. Many of you acknowledged through shout outs in the program book all of our Goldie Scholars that are here today. Those contributions truly add up and they matter. Looking ahead, we hope to see many of you at the Goldie Gala New York on June 17th as well as the Goldie Gala Chicago on September 17th. We're especially excited to honor our Shiro for 2026, Lisa Konieczka, who is here with us today. Lisa, thank you for your leadership and everything that you do to represent the industry. So appreciative. There are still opportunities to get involved as sponsors, as Cindy said, give money. And we'd love to continue that conversation with you. And more broadly, if today has inspired you, we want to hear from you. There are many ways to engage with the Goldie Initiative, whether it's through mentorship, sponsorship, or advocacy. You'll see a QR code on the screen where you can share your interest, and we'll also have sign-up sheets in the back of the room if you prefer to connect that way. I also want to take a moment to thank the Goldie staff. Their incredible dedication behind the scenes makes programs like this possible, and we're incredibly grateful for their hard work and commitment. Before we close, a quick note. Scholar candidates, please join Kelsey on the side of the room for an informational session. And for everyone else, we invite you to stay, connect, and continue networking until 1:30. Thank you again for being here, for your support, for your engagement, and your belief in this mission. We truly wouldn't be here without all of you. Thank you.